Alright, so I have here a 1992 Lexus LS400 that may have a computer problem. My car starts. And keep in mind I bought this car for $600, so it's not the prettiest car in the world. But I have a scanner here from my previous work experience, and I have the adapter for it. So what we're going to do is, if I can get this in here, I'm going to show you my problem. See, my car starts, it can run. I've done the water pump, the timing belt, full tune-up, clean the mass airflow. Haven't touched the IAC. But let's see, cover that. Engine's cold, doors open, traction light is off, and this turns on all the time. Full tank of gas. I've driven this 6 miles since I put all that gas in there. But my problem is, when I rev it up occasionally to about 2,000, it starts falling on its face. I mean, I can sort of kind of drive this car around the block as long as I keep it under 2,000. But that traction off light stays lit regardless if I press the button. Don't matter. Overdrive turns on and off. But the only time this traction off light turns off, that overdrive light will start flashing. But I'm going to show you on my scanner, when it starts acting up, what the computer sees. Alright, let's turn it on. Lexus. It's right there. Manual ID. Alright. 92. LS400 with the 4-liter. Okay. So now, whoever's curious enough to come across this video, yeah, I know, you can see where the, hold up, gotta switch power source here. What the computer sees when the car acts up. So we're going to go to data display. If you encounter a loop in which the data is momentarily displayed, then goes away, then comes back again, then repeat again, going away and coming back, but never stable, recommend to do the following. Ensure that the vehicle connector is clean, all terminal exists, blah 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 blah. It is clean for the fact, or for the situation. Data. So RPM 650 there. It's about 650 or 675, my apologies. It matches. This is the injector pulse time, or pulse width modulation, whatever you want to call it. 3.3, 3.5, the idle is about normal. airflow. This is for the mass airflow sensor. It's reading, it's registering. Give it gas. It registers. Coolant voltage, coolant temperature. But another thing, this one stays rich. That one stays rich. Or it was lean, actually, looks like. It did change. Throttle. See, it registers. It did knock. It registered that both times when I was misfiring. Back to the beginning. So, when I bring it up to the 2000, watch. Holy shit, didn't do it. Well, I did this before. But what had happened is that I would just lose all connection. There it is. No communication. Car's still running, but no communication. Reconnect. Nothing. So, I bought a capacitor kit since it is common knowledge for these cars that capacitors are leaking, especially early gen. So I will attempt to resolve that issue with the capacitors, and hopefully all goes well afterwards. So we'll see. Alright, so here's the computer, which I don't know how many viewers who come across this know anything about OBD1 Hondas with their main relays. The solder joint can have a hairline crack in it that doesn't look like anything, but is enough to stall the car. See if I can get one. Where'd it go? You can kind of see, where'd it go? This specific joint, or not with the light on it. Let's see if I can find a different one. Let's turn that light off. Here's some other ones. And you can kind of see the puddles, but not everyone's got a little break in it. Really hard to focus with it this close. But I may have to touch up a lot more solder joints than I thought. But it doesn't look like there's any kind of water damage at all. Whoa, that was weird. That's really clean in there. But my concern is this looks like a junkyard computer. Judging by that marking right there, does not look factory. All the factory markings are usually black ink like that, or blue, or some other color. Usually not yellow. So, haven't dug down to the capacitors yet, so we will find them. So at first glance, the capacitors in my computer here don't look bad. And I'm not entirely sure how to actually test them with the computer disabled like this. But like I said, it is a known problem with these early generation LS400s for leaky capacitors. I came across a video where the solder joints themselves were noticeably burnt for these joints. I don't see that in mine, but the kit that I got anyways has every capacitor that I need plus one extra one that I don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of them, solder in the new ones, and hopefully my problem gets resolved after this. If not, I will have to re-diagnose the situation. Alright, so we will see. Alright, so I've got all of the old capacitors out. The new ones are in. Just got to clean it up a little bit. Got them on both sides, both boards I should say. But, like I said, we will see if this resolves the problem. Alright, so little update. Trying to cut off all the ends, or tails, whatever you want to call them, for the capacitors. Come to find out, this one singular joint seems to have lost the channel underneath, so it doesn't want to solder. This may have been my problem before. It was weak, and that's probably why this particular capacitor may have been leaking prior. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I might have to buy a whole new computer. I mean, I'm not a ECU repair professional, but I'll see what I can make do. So we will see. Alright, it's gonna be a little bit hard to see here. So what I did was the channel, whatever you want to call it, or the conduit, or electrical current flow, was burnt up around that solder joint. So what I did was scrape away the lacquer, or whatever clear coating you want to call it, off with a razor blade. I don't recommend this as an official repair. This is just what I'm doing to try and see if this will fix the problem. This is what I would call a junkyard repair, backyard mechanic repair. But if it fixes it, honestly, I might just leave it in there. But I have some intention of replacing the computer later if it does give me issues in the future, or if this does not fix it at all. So now that I have a point to actually solder to, I will solder to it and let's see if it fixes the problem. Alright, so the solder took to the metal that I exposed for that channel. It held it, but I still had somewhat of a hole exposed to the opposite side to the capacitor. So that black stuff is liquid electrical tape, which I do recommend to have some on hand if you do this kind of work. I mean, not necessarily computers, but other electrical things. Very useful, and it seals a little bit better, a little more trustworthy in my opinion as over regular electrical tape. So I'm gonna put it all back together, and hopefully my issue will be resolved. Alrighty, so we have the computer reinstalled, put back together, all plugged in. It is now time for the moment of truth. See if everything works like it should. Coming back with the scanner, manual ID. Oh shit. Problem didn't get fixed. I got smoke coming out of my computer. So, time to find out why. Alright, so it turns out that liquid electrical tape that I recommended, yeah, it turns out I don't recommend it. So don't do that if you have to. Apparently it does not apply to ECUs. Apparently they get a little warm, you would say. But internally, everything still looks, hold on, okay. From what I seen, it only looked like my electrical tape was the problem, but I'm going to leave this open like this and see if it smokes again. So let's walk around the car. Computer check, round 2. Starts, it runs, traction light's still on. Manual ID, 92, LS400 with the V8. Engine, automatic with AC, blah blah blah. Data display, yeah. I need 3 hands. Alright. Alright, so apparently I still got a problem. Maybe I'll try a refurbished computer from somebody else. So, I don't know if it's something that I did wrong, what have it, but we shall see once I order a refurb. Thanks for watching, I guess.